Well, hello, David Taub here. Hope you are enjoying your guitar journey. And we are getting lots of emails here at Next Level Guitar about guitars struggling with bar chords and being able to play them proficiently and move from like a 6-string root to a 5th-string root and play the different shapes. And let me tell you something, if you're experiencing these challenges, you are not alone, because just about everybody who's ever played the guitar has really had to really bear down and has struggled with the challenges of bar chords. Now, we make it as easy and simple as possible, but as you know, the bar chords, until you're really comfortable moving those shapes around with that fret hand, it takes a little bit of work. But I want you to keep with it, because you will get it. And just like the first time when you tried to play an open position chord and you were probably saying, man, how am I ever going to get my fingers to do that? You know, and now you're blowing through. By the time you reach this lesson, you should be playing open chord changes like old hat. Isn't that right, Tim Gilbert?
Butter.
Like butter, exactly, like nothing. And you will have bar chords like that too, if you continue to follow our structured plan and our curriculum here at Next Level Guitar. Because I've gotten, over the years, teaching thousands and thousands of students, I've come up with some exercises that are really going to make this process quicker, faster, more efficient, okay? But what it entails, it's going to entail me pushing you a little bit, okay? So we're going to do some hard stuff here. Now, like I always say, master the hard things, continually challenge yourself on the instrument. Master hard changes, try to play tough exercises, because that pushes you, and then it makes the easy stuff like cake. You know, 2 or 3 chords. We're going to work on long series of changes now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you a basic bar chord changing exercise, and we're going to do it lots of different ways, and you can do this with different strums, you can put a metronome on it. This is pretty invaluable, okay? And we're going to take a lot of our different bar chords that we've been learning and now playing them in this exercise, switching from one to the next, to the next, to the next, hopping around the neck. So this is going to get you really good at these changes. Now, this is very similar to like the long progressions, if you did those in our beginner section, or earlier in the beginner section. These, again, are quite atonal. Don't really have a tonal center, but again, that's not the purpose, okay? But what you're going to need, and we're going to flash all the chords in the string on the screen in text, and I'm also going to flash the chord names of what you're going to need. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be continually switching from a 6th-string root bar chord, the bar chord's off of the 6th string, to a 5th-string root bar chord. So you're going to be spending a measure or 2 measures, or however many measures we set up at first on a 6th-string root chord, and then switch to a 5th-string root chord, then to a 6th, then to a 5th. And in different places on the neck. So you're going to be jumping around. And this is what's going to get you real proficient. Remember, the technique we talked about with our bar chord changing, and that is keep that wrist down, okay? If you need to use leverage, pull in with those arms. That first finger should be parallel to the frets, not like this, okay? And remember, as you're moving these shapes around, keep that hand in that same cluster, because as you're learning the bar chords that we're teaching you on the site, the difference between a major or a minor or seven might only be the removing of one finger, right? Or adding of a finger. So don't go to a chord, take your whole hand off just to put it all back together. That's the same principle that we learned in the open chord changes called clustering. Same thing, leave your hand in that, and like we talk about, don't be able to slide your hand across the strings. You don't want to get a credit card between your fingers and the strings. Pretend your fingers are magnetically attracted to those strings and just slide that hand around, okay? So to play this exercise, you're going to need to know the following chords. You're going to need to know a major chord off the 6th-string root. I'll just play it in A. I'll just turn my volume up. 6th-string root, you're going to need to play a major chord. You're also going to need to know a major chord off the 5th-string root. Here's the D major. Okay? You got to know those. You're also going to need to know a minor chord off the 6th-string root. A minor by removing that 2nd finger, and minor off the 5th-string root, D minor. Okay? You're also going to need to know a 7th chord off the 6th-string root. A7, and a 7th chord off the 5th-string root. D7. Remember, those are twangy, bluesy sounding chords. And you're also going to need to know a minor 7th chord off the 6th-string root. And a minor 7th off the 5th-string root. There's our D minor 7th. and a sus2 or suspended second off of the 5th string root. So those real ringy, lingering chords. Listen to those, like we talked about. Okay, now if you're not familiar with any of those chords, those chord names or shapes, go to our chord library or watch the previous lessons on 6th string root and 5th string root bar chords, because I talk about all of those, and you really get to know them with tight, up close shots of the neck. If you don't know the chords, don't try to play this exercise, because there's no way you're going to be able to change up in time as you're strumming if you're just learning the chord. So get the chord down and the fingering down and get comfortable with it. And you should, by the time you've reached this lesson, you should be pretty good at that. And I even had a review on all these bar chord shapes with a sheet that you could have downloaded in the written lessons section of the site that will help you with that, okay? So we're going to do a long string of chords. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to play it with a slow quarter note, just to see how you do with this. Now, the goal eventually is to get from the first chord to the last chord without stopping. No stopping. And you might hit some tougher ones, changes. Again, write these down in your practice log, any changes that you're stumbling on, circle. But these exercises are going to get you so proficient at changing bar chords and getting good at moving them around and getting good playing them in time. You're going to be able to blow through songs like nothing flat, because this is much more difficult in most instances, because there's so many different changes we're going to go through. All right, so here's what we're going to do. First chord, write these down in your logs. We're going to flash them across the screen. You're going to go from an A major chord, 6th string root. Remember, 6th string, then the next one will be 5th string. 6th string, 5th string. We're going to bounce back and forth. So we're going to play A major off the 6th string. And the next chord we're going to play is C major off the 5th string root. And then the next chord we're going to play is a G minor off of the 6th string root. And then we're going to play a D minor off the 5th string root. Then we're going to play an A7 off the 6th string, to an E7 off the 5th string root. Then we're going to play the C minor 7th off of the 6th string root, to an F minor 7th off the 5th string root, which is right below it. Then we're going to go to a B flat 7th off of the 6th string root, to an E flat suspended 2nd right below that on the 5th string root, to a G sharp chord, G sharp major off of the 6th string root, and then end on C sharp minor on the 5th string root. Okay, so write that string of changes down. And the first thing you want to do is just kind of get comfortable. Look at the first change, A to a C. You know, like I always say, practice the mechanics of that change. A major 6th string to a C major 5th string. Then you're going to go from that C to that G minor. Again, keep those fingers as close as you can to the fretboard. Remember, that pinky is hitching a ride on that 3rd finger. Everything that we've talked about, if you've been with us on your guitar journey since early on in the beginner section, everything is built. These are the foundations that we spent a lot of time on early on to make it easier. And you'll find it so much easier. Imagine if you weren't keeping your pinky, if you had your pinky way out here, how difficult it would be to play these changes. It would be incredibly difficult, and you'd have to untangle that bad habit. That's why at Next Level Guitar we spent so much time early on the foundation, on building that rock solid fundamentals for you. Okay, so I'll tell you what, the first way you want to play this is just play it with a nice slow quarter note. And you're just going to be playing like this speed, slow as necessary to make the change. So on, let's say the A major, you're going to go just that slow, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 note per beat, change, 2, 3, 4, change, 3, 2, 3, 4, change, 4, 2, nice and slow, okay? And then once we get proficient at that, once you can do it with a quarter note, then we'll try it with an 8th note strum, maybe strum 1 or strum 2. And then if we'll do it with strum 2, then do it with strum 1. You get good with strum 1 and strum 2, start 2 measures per chord, then go 1 measure per chord. You get good at that, then let's try a 16th note strum, or if we're working on a more complex strum in later lessons, come back to this and try it with that. And I'll give you examples. I'll play a little of that in a little bit. So let's play it together and let's see how far you can do this. And you're not going to probably make it through the first time. This is going to take a little while. In fact, most of my students, you know, I really push them and I say, see if you can get it in a week. See if you can get this down. That's what Tim Gilberg worked on for a long time. You know, he would come in the next week and have them all done. But it's fun homework because this is what's going to get you better. There's 15 different chords we're playing. A measure each. You're not going to find a song like that unless you're playing like some progressive jazz or something. I mean, most of the time you're looking at probably a lot of songs, 3, 4, 5 chords, right? So this is going to make it so much easier. Okay, so here, let's try it. So we'll go on a nice slow quarter note. We'll start on the 1, and you're going to start on that A. Remember, every change is from a 6th string to a 5th string root, and back to a 6th string root, back and forth, okay? A major, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now go to C major. 1, 2, 3. G minor. 1, 2. Play along with me. D minor. A7, E7, C minor 7, F minor 7, B flat 7, 2, 3, 4, E flat suspended 2nd, 3, 4, G sharp major 2, 3, and end with C sharp minor. Okay, very good. See if you can get through that slow, okay? And once you get good at that, you can play it a little quicker. Right? A little faster quarter note, okay? So remember, I want to see your fingers close to the fretboard at all times. Your wrist should be down, all right? On those 5th string root bar chords, you're muting the low E string by letting your first finger spill over, like on that D minor chord or whatever chord you're playing on 5th string root. There's a little, notice on all those, I'm hitting all 6 strings, but you're only hearing 5 because I have that low E string muted. That's so critical. I keep talking about muting out all the notes you're not playing. It really cleans up your playing because we don't build sloppy guitar players here at Next Level Guitar. Oh no, we don't.
Guitar machines, precision instruments.
That's right. So once you get comfortable with that, and maybe you can do that right off the bat if you've been working with your bar chords. Let's try it with an 8th note strum. Let's use strum 2. Down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up, down, up. And let's do 2 measure per chord. Okay, so this is going to take a little longer, but let's play along. 2 measures per chord, and again, slow as necessary to make the change. Same set of changes, which we will flash across the screen. And if you get stuck, like I always say, on any couple, circle them in your book, and then you just work on those mechanics of the change 10 times a day, back and forth, and soon you'll have it mastered, and then that change will be in your pocket, and any song that has that change, you'll be able to play it no problem. All right, 8th note, strum 2, all right, same set of changes, here we go. 2 measures per chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, A. C major, 5th string root. Minor 1, up, up, down, up, D minor, down, up, down, down. A7, E7, C minor 7, down, down, up, down, up, F minor 7, right below it. Flat 7, down, down, up, down. E flat suspended 2nd, down, down, up, G major, G sharp major, down, down, up, C sharp minor, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Very good, good job. You can do it. See that? 2 measures per chord, okay? Now, when you get good at that, try it 1 measure per chord, which will be harder. So you're just going to be going 1 time through the strum. Down, down, up, down, up, change. Down, up, G minor. See, 1 measure per chord, you're going to have to move a little quicker. Okay? And then when you get good at it with strum 2, go with strum 1. You remember strum 1? Down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up. A. 1 measure per chord. Down, up, C, G minor, up, down. Okay? So try those, and then if you've progressed to the point where you know a few more complex strums, try it with those. Like, I don't know, let's make something up. Let's just take a strum like down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Kind of more of a 16th note feel. Play it with that. Same changes. A, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. C, up, down, up, down, up. G minor, D minor. Okay, use all the techniques that you've learned so far to practice this. Chucking. Try the progression and let's throw a chuck in there. Down, chuck, up, chuck, down, chuck, up, chuck, chuck. C, up, chuck, down, chuck, up, chuck, G minor. And go through the whole progression, right? D minor, hear those strong chucks. Right? Whether you're playing acoustic or electric. Do it with the chucking. Again, everything though you should be playing in time. And we want to put a metronome on it and have that constant whack, 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 whack. That'll keep you honest. That's your foot tapping, okay? So use all those different things and as an individual practice routine and keep track in your log and add this and work on these 5, 10, 15 minutes a day. Especially because your bar chords are going to take a little bit more work to get proficient at them. And just when you think it's over, it's not, because I'll make it even harder, okay? When you get good at this with quarter notes, 8th note strums, 16th note strums, where you can do it 1 measure a chord and blaze through it with anything, right? Then do the progression backwards, okay? And that's gonna, now, because what happens after a while is sometimes, not to say you, but sometimes students kind of memorize by looking, you know, 3rd fret, 5th fret. I don't want you to think about it like that. I want you to think in terms of notes and intervals like I always say. But sometimes you'll memorize by route memory where they are. And I don't want you to get too used to that. So take the progression and do it backwards and you'll be like, ooh, this is harder. So what you're going to do is go from the last chord, C sharp minor, to the G sharp major, to the E flat sus2, to the B flat 7, and this is going to throw you off. So do that with everything and first start with like a slow quarter note. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, G sharp, 2, 3, 4, E flat sus2, B flat 7. Then you're going to get to that F minor 7, C minor 7, and so on and so forth. So you see, doing it backwards, the whole string will look differently. And then when you do it backwards, go with quarter notes. Then go with 8th note strum 1, then strum 2, and so on and so forth. So all these, and I'm going to give you more of these progressions with bar chords, and we'll get into ones using different chords like major 7th chords, maybe 9th chords, 13th chords, minor 9th chords. As you continue with your guitar journey, you want to keep learning new chords and adding them to your guitar chord catalog. Very, very important. As a guitarist, you have to have a big arsenal of chords in which to pull from and which you're familiar with. So these exercises are really going to help you with that. And if you're not sure, you should be learning. Try to learn a couple new chords a week. Go to the chord library. And then don't just learn the chord to learn the chord. You have to apply the chord, either through the exercises or with your songs. Because if you don't, if you learn a big stack of chords and you're not applying them or using them, you're going to forget them. And that's wasted time. And we're not about that. We're about being efficient and getting you rocking out in the fastest and most efficient manner, okay? Add this to your practice regimen. These exercises are invaluable, okay? And we will see you in the next lesson. Rock on.